We all know, obviously, how Canada has responded loudly, aggressively. Some people are taking the complete opposite approach to that. So let's start here in North America with one of our fellow top steel exporters to the United States. That would be Mexico. Last year, Mexico exported 12% of the steel that came into the U.S., and they've sort of delayed their response to the U.S.'s tariffs. There's President Claudia Sheinbaum. She's sort of taken a wait-and-see approach. She's spoken very respectfully about U.S. President Donald Trump publicly, and prefers negotiation to any sort of outright retaliation. Next, we'll go to Brazil. Yesterday, their finance minister, Fernando Haddad, condemned the U.S. tariffs on Brazil. He called them unjustified, mistaken. Brazil is the second highest exporter of steel into the U.S., with 16% roughly last year. They say that they will explore options over the coming weeks, but they will not retaliate immediately. They may consider filing a complaint with the World Trade Organization in response. And then the U.K. Their Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, has kind of done nothing. He says all options are on the table, yes, but so far has taken no response to the tariffs on goods coming into the U.S. from his country. South Korea, kind of the same thing. They say they prefer negotiation over confrontation. And then we get to the EU, which has had a response more similar to Canada's. They've been very quick and very strict, announcing retaliatory duties on industrial and farm products totaling 26 billion euros, anything coming into Europe or EU nations from the U.S. Their response, like Canada's, came within hours of the Trump administration's 25% increase on tariffs on all steel and aluminum imports. Here is Maros Šefčovič. He's the European Union Commissioner for Trade. He explains the reasoning behind their counter tariffs.
The objective is to counterbalance the increased trade value affected by the U.S. tariffs, while minimizing the impact on European businesses and consumers. But the disruption caused by tariffs is avoidable if the U.S. administration accepts our extended hand and works with us to strike a deal.
Guess, Arthi, who's not happy about that? U.S. President Donald Trump, who tweeted on Truth Social, the European Union, one of the most hostile and abusive taxing and tariffing authorities in the world, which was formed for the sole purpose of taking advantage of the United States, has just put a nasty 50% tariff on whiskey. If this tariff is not removed immediately, the U.S. will shortly place a 200% tariff on all wines, champagnes, and alcoholic products coming out of France and other EU-represented countries. CNN spoke to Representative Morgan McGarvey, a congressman in Kentucky. He says they're already feeling the impact of this and Canada's tariffs on the same.
You know, in my state in Kentucky, we make 95% of the world's bourbon. This is going to impact everybody from the farmers who put the corn in the ground, to the coopers who put it in the barrel, to the union workers who put it in the bottle, to the people who drive it to the stores to sell it. This is going to impact, I think everybody in Kentucky knows somebody who works in the bourbon industry. This is going to have a devastating impact.
And we'll cap off with China, who recently had what was a 10% tariff on their goods exported to the U.S., doubled recently to 20%. They have responded with a 15% tariff on U.S. coal and liquefied natural gas imports, 15% or 10%, depending on the product, on various agricultural goods coming into their country from the U.S.